we're going to go through and we need to increment correct guesses. We need to update that. So I made a correct guess, and down here we're going to go call new number, and that's going to take care of showing us what the old number was and generating a new random number. So it increments number, moves us on to the next, because we don't want to, if we get lucky and guess it the first time or the second time, we don't need all three guesses for that number. We want to move on to the next number. So we increment it. Let's test the old number, see what it was. Okay, and then let's make a new random number, and then tell the player to enter a new random number, and we're going to clear the guess a number box when that happens. Okay, and so now we kind of start over. We're back in the same default state, and we go back up here, and now it's just sitting there waiting for the next event. Next event will be that button getting clicked. Okay, so number 2, enter a number and click guess to continue. I'm going to start out at 3. Number is smaller than that, and now I'm on guess number 2. I'm going to go to 2. I guess the number on the second guess. Okay, so 2 correct guesses and 2 wrong guesses. Now I go to number 3, and let's go to here, and let's say remember for my first guess here for number 3, I'm going to go start in the middle. Number is smaller than that, and I'm going to go 2, and I guessed it. Okay. And so I had 3 correct guesses and 3 wrong guesses, and guessing for number 3. And now, on the other hand, what happens? There's several conditions we want to test for. Let me try to produce a few more conditions here, which we'll step through. But let's say that I guessed the number on the last time. Try to get that. Welcome to guess the number. So let me go ahead and click this, and 3. All right, I guessed the number on the first time. We got real lucky there. All right, so 1 correct guess, 1 wrong guess. Number is larger than that. I'm going to do 3 again, and I'm going to do 4. Last guess didn't get it. Okay, it was 5. And in this case, I got 3 wrong guesses there. I was lucky I guessed it on the first time. So let's go to the next number. I'll start at 3. Number is larger than that. Let me go to 5, and I got it the second time there. And so, there's several conditions. Or like if the player gets it the last time, we need to kind of skip that. So we're going to come down here, and here where we would normally and make a guess, call check number. If guesses per number is no longer less than 3, so 1, 2, it's the very last guess. We just need to tell them last guess they didn't get it, or they got it on the last guess. And again, we have to generate a new random number if number is less than 3. And then finally, we just call win or lose. And win or lose down here just looks at whether or not they got greater than 1. In this case, there's only 3 numbers. That's hard coded, but you might want to code that so that it is uses symbolic constants instead, and you could just divide by 2 and take the average and see if they get greater than the average, or you could assign a grade, or there's all kinds of ways you could determine the winner or the loser. It's just another way to do a guess a number game using a graphical interface, a JApplet or a JFrame interface, and in this case it would be event based and not really loop based. So we're still using decision structures, but not really using the repetition structures that we used in the console. On networkingprogramming.com, if you go to Applet projects and the guess a number game, here's the code. If you want to take a look at the code and you can kind of interact with the applet, you can run it off the page. Guess a number. This is just sort of maybe an introduction to event-based programming and how to translate, going from a console or linear type of a program to a graphical or GUI event-based program.